Hey everyone, it's Andy here from Saving to Invest. And in today's video, I want to talk about when the IRS2Go app, your WMR, Where's My Refund website, and your IRS Tracks transcript get updated with your current tax return and refund processing status. I know this time of tax year, this is a big deal for a lot of people who are anxiously awaiting to see what's happening with their tax return, and they keep getting messages that show that the return is either delayed or it's still processing. So hopefully this will shed some light based on when these update and how to check for where your update is going to happen. As always, if this information is useful to you, please hit the like button and subscribe to keep getting the latest updates throughout tax season. So the WMR and IRS2Go are basically the same application. WMR is Where's My Refund website, and IRS2Go is the mobile app version of WMR. So they have the same cycle for updating. So I'll use the word WMR because that sort of is the more common Where's My Refund phrase, but IRS2Go follows the same cycle. So the big question people ask is, when does WMR update, right? So when does the refund update? So all this information here in this video is based on information from forums, what's happened over the last tax few years, and other reputable sites. The IRS does not publish official information of when specific updates happen, so this is inferred, but it's pretty accurate based on the last few years. What they do publish is, when Where's My Refund is actually down, which is 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Otherwise, they say it's available all the time. But as people have seen during tax season, this is not always the case. So just looking at the key points. So the Where's My Refund does only update once a day. It can update any day of the week technically, but updates at most once a day. So don't go check it multiple times. The IRS has all systems which works on batches and cycles. So they only process it overnight normally for a given day if you're in that right cycle. But one thing that does happen is that there are what they call major updates. If there's a big shift in processing or your certain batch is processing because people's tax returns are in different cycles or batches, and I'll show you how to figure that out in a couple of minutes down here. But what you'd normally get is if in a certain cycle, you'll see the big updates happen on a Wednesday for what they call daily accounts. And then for weekly accounts, you see them on a Saturday, which means on Thursday, you'll see an update for a lot of the daily accounts. And then on the Sunday or Monday, you'll see it for weekly accounts. Now, again, there are updates that may happen any day of the week, as the IRS says, but this is generally what we've seen. A trend is that on a Wednesday, and on a Saturday is when you see the biggest updates that happen. So, remember that Wednesday is the day to sort of really pay attention for when these major updates could happen. And I'll post in the description some key dates for the current tax season that when you can see some major updates, like for example, the PATH Act is a big update for a lot of people. So, the Wednesday or Saturday following, the middle of February is normally when the PATH Act updates. So that's obviously a big check for a lot of people. The other part to remember is that, because, the IRS batch processing takes place overnight, you'll normally see the update a day after. So for example, Wednesday, if major updates happen, you'll see it on a Thursday. On a Saturday, you'll see it on a Sunday, sometimes on a Monday because of the holiday, but generally it's a day after because of the overnight processing that takes place. And because it's batch, it also means it's only once a day. So don't go back and, assume that at 8 in the morning, it may look to 8 in the different. Now, the Where's My Refund tool may be out of action because you can't access it or IRS is having an unscheduled outage. That's when you can go in and maybe there's an update, but generally once a day is all you'll see updates. The other important thing is if your refund is approved and you're ready for direct deposit, normally these are processed after the return processing cycle. So these get processed from around 3:30 to 6 a.m. in the morning, and so they're dispersed to the different banks and cards. And except for Sundays, this is sort of the cycle. So you could see the direct deposit date, any day of the week, and your Where's My Refund app will, update with your specific direct deposit date once it's sent, and based on the refund moving to refund sent as well. So these are some key dates for you to be aware of. Again, these are not official IRS dates in terms of the major updates and the processing because they don't necessarily openly publish that. But I've generally seen the Wednesdays and Saturdays, and this can be corroborated, with different groups and different forums and different websites. Now, the other big item is your IRS transcript. So WMR, IRS2Go are great for showing the current tax season, what's happening with your tax return, with your status. And for most people, that's sufficient. If the refund is processed normally, WMR will update at some point, and you'll see when your refund is going to be paid once it's approved. But sometimes, refunds get held up for various reasons. you want to go see what's happening behind the scenes. So a lot of people turn to the IRS tax transcript, and I've got a whole video on how to read your tax transcript. But tax transcripts, are your official record with the IRS, and they also can update any day of the week. But again, the trend what it's seen is that they updates on a daily on the for the daily accounts they update on a Tuesday, and for weekly accounts they update on a Friday. Again, this is sort of the trend. So normally, they can update any day, but Tuesdays and Fridays is generally what we've seen the transcript update. So if this if your WMR is a bit of out of lag with the transcript, this is why, because the updates tend to happen on different days, but generally by the end of the week they'll be in sync with each other for the most part. So this is important for the transcript if you want to get more information that is available in WMR or IRS2Go. Now, of course, your transcript for the previous tax years is always up to date because that doesn't change once the IRS has sent you the refund, unless there's a retroactive change that has been approved. But mostly for the current tax year, you can see the major updates on the Tuesdays and Fridays. As promised, I did want to tell you how to actually find if you're a daily or a weekly, and you can normally see this from your tax transcript. It's not going to be easily found on IRS2Go or WMR. So make sure you go to irs.gov account. It's a free account, free transcript. You can run it as many times as you want. Again, this will not update more than once a day, but you can pull this out and you can sort of use the transcript, and you can see what I've highlighted here. The cycle codes are shown there, and every year your cycle may change depending on your tax return and sort of other IRS constraints. But you'll see here that your cycle code is basically made up of the year, the week of the year, and the day of the week. Again, so that's the sort of 8-digit code that they use. The IRS is for the IRS master file. Um, what you really care about is the last two digits, right? So 01 to 04 means your daily processing. And I showed you in my slide before, the transcript will update on Tuesdays and WMR on Wednesdays. So if you know you're in the daily processing cycle, you can sort of know that's when you'll have the major updates. Now again, it could update any day, but the major updates will happen on the Wednesdays. And again, if you're in cycle 05, the last digit is 05. Like you can see here, this taxpayer in the previous year was in cycle 05. They tend to be in the weekly cycle, which means they'll update generally once a week. And on Thursdays is when they'll sort of have their cycle, and then they'll update on a Friday or a Saturday to see the latest updates on your transcript or WMR or IRS2Go app. So using the cycle code, using your previous using your those estimated day of the week, so you can normally get an idea of when WMR and IRS2Go and your transcript updates. So hopefully this provides a bit more information. I'll put some more links in the description. If this is great, if this helped you a little bit, hit the like button, and you can keep subscribing to get more videos. Bye.